Look who's back. Back again. Terry's back.
I'm
Welcome
back.
back, my friend. Good to have you back, Terry.
Thank you very much. Good to be
It
back.
was difficult for me to handle everything by myself. I feel like Quasimodo now. My back hurts. I'm hunched over from
Oh,
trying
yeah.
to carry the weight, my man.
You did a great job, though. I watched some of the programs, and you did really well.
Too much weight for me, my friend. I'll be honest with you. But you come back right to Saratoga. I know normally we do Delaware on Wednesday, but you know what? It's summertime. It's surf and turf or whatever they call it. So we're going to go with Toga and Delmar on Wednesdays and Thursdays. We figured everybody would probably, except for the folks in Turkey, would probably prefer the Saratoga Delmar double to end the week. What about you?
Yeah, I think it's a good choice. So I like Saratoga. So,
Yeah, well,
and of course, Del Mar's great. So,
I hope I'm wrong about the Delmar card today because it just seems to me that it could be really, really chalky today.
oh, you mean the Saratoga card?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah, it's true.
We have plenty of agreement on our picks, which means that the likelihood is that a lot of other folks are going to agree with what we see. So there might be some low odds out there today, Terry. Let's hope that that's not the case. But in any case, last night, as always, we had another fun show. We had another fun show last night on Horse Center. Really interesting young man doing a lot of things. Romero Ramaj.
Yeah,
Did you check that out?
I did. I watched the show. It was really good. So I like him a lot.
And the young man went through some major turmoil with with an accident. But Paco Lopez was involved, and he had to get from what I read, like a steel rod inserted into his spine.
Yeah.
He says he has no pain, but he's also trying to do the cryptocurrency NFT thing, and he's got a lot going on. Apparently, he was a really good soccer player growing up, so a great athlete. So make sure if you haven't seen that show yet, you head on over to Horse Racing Today, Horse Racing Radar TV on YouTube, and while you're here, hit the subscribe button. You can also follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Horse Race, the number 2 and day. And then tonight we have another great guest too at 8:00 Eastern, Deshaun Parker, as Sean says, the latest member of the 6,000 win club. So if you want to say hello to Sean, you have questions for Deshaun, you got some comments for Deshaun, anything for Deshaun, just go ahead and make sure you follow us tonight at 8 p.m. where we'll talk a little bit about Deshaun's career and what he's got cooking right now.
Yeah, it
which
sounds
is
like
apparently
really
a lot,
good.
right?
Yeah, it's going to be really good. So,
all right. So today we're heading off to Saratoga for our picks. The weather looks like for Wednesday it's going to be nice all day, according to Equibase. The track is fast. The track is firm. So they're going to start out with jumpers, Terry.
Yeah, I know.
So that one's like 2.5 miles on the main track. For race number 1. Hold on before we get going. Welcome back, Terry. Nick is happy to see you back.
Thanks, Nick.
Yes, as am I. So race number 1, Terry, and I'm going to put these up here to help you. Race number 1. So now when you go through, you'll know where to look on the YouTube channel. So race 1 is a mile. Was it 2.5, 2.16 miles of turf allowance. $70,000 non-winners with 2 lifetime. I'm just going to tell you, I went with the 1, the 8, the 2, the 7. It's computer generated. I have no idea how to do these jumpers, but you go ahead, Terry. Why did you pick the 6, the 1, the 7, and the 9?
Well, I like number 6, Freddie Flintshire. He won his last race, has a trainer who wins 33% of the allowance races she has entered a horse in, and he has a good workout on July 23rd. And then number 1, Ancient Times. He won his last race and has the best turf speed among today's starters. Number 7, State of Affair. He's finished in the money 50% of his career starts, winning 21% of the races. And then number 9, Take Profit. He does well in steeplechase and has the highest last race speed rating.
All right. Our Sean sent in his picks too. He likes the 8, the 5, the 7, and the 1. So Swiss Army Sean is telling you which horses to fade. Fade the 8, fade the 5, fade the 7, and fade the 1. Just kidding you, Sean. But really not. Anyway, race number 2, Terry, as we get to regular horse racing, at least the sort that you and I are accustomed to, or what they call flat racing over in Europe. Race number 2, 6 furlongs, claiming 14,000 non-winners of 3 lifetime for a purse of $32,000. We take a quick gander at a 6-furlong winner on the Saratoga track so far. There have been 19 races, 17 of which were won by not front runners, but speed horses that were in the first 3 at the first call. 5 of the 19 managed to take them from gate to wire. You have kind of a barbell post position bias. The rail does well, 8 and out do well, 2 through 7 underperform slightly. And Terry, before we go on, I introduced something while you were gone to kind of keep me busy. And that was my data sheet. So here it is in race number 2. And again, just to kind of recap for those who are new around here, when you look at these, and I'll put this up in the recap over at horseracingtoday.net. But you see these horses here that are boxed. Let me give some color to this so it's easier to follow. But these boxed horses mean the horse has a pace figure that's comfortable for where they need to be. So the 3 horse has the top early pace. The 5 horse here is the top late pace horse, and there's a plus mark here. That plus mark means it has a 5-point advantage over everybody else. And then finally, a left arrow horse. These I find are winning a lot. Yesterday, that last race that won me the pick 4 at Colonial Downs, saved my day, was actually a left arrow horse that went off at 5-1, I think. So these left arrow horses, this guy's a closer, but his early pace figure suggests he'll be more up here. So you don't have to run too hard to be closer to the pack, and then use his kick to get him home, Terry. And that's right. That's your top pick, I think. And it's also your long shot. I think you were in my computer while you were gone. That you working on your hacking skills.
I'm glad to see that you got him with that arrow going to the left there, because I really like this horse. This horse is number 6, Big Tony's Girl. You know, she won the last time she raced on a fast track and drops in class today. And that was a while back. She'd been on off tracks and that since, I don't know, a month or 2. Number 1 is my second choice, Not Anymore. She has finished 3rd versus.
That's not your second choice anymore?
No, it is now. She finished 3rd versus Tougher in her last race, drops in class today, and has a trainer who wins 30% of the dirt starts he has an entry in. And then I like number 4, Daily Briefing, which is something my wife tells me every day. She finished 3rd versus Tougher in the last race, drops in class today, and has the highest last speed rating. And then number 5, Bells on Her Toes. She's won 2 out of the last 3 races.
All right. So for me in race number 2, wrong button here. Too close. Race 2, Big Tony's Girl, left arrow horse. Gotta love those left arrow horses, Terry, especially when you're your long shot. As I mentioned, it's a closer that should be close to the pace. Some nice workouts. I like Kendrick's Carmouche on horses that get close to the front. Not Anymore. I feel like David Aragona is probably one of your better pace morning line makers in the country. But when I look at it, David, if you're watching or if you hear this, I don't understand. The horse can't win at Allowance Company at Charlestown. How's it going to beat Saratoga horses? Plus, he's an E-horse, meaning he needs to get to the lead, but I don't think he gets the lead. So there's a whole lot going on there, but I trust David. There must be some buzz at the track for Not Anymore. Number 5, Bells on Her Toes, has a plus late pace advantage, meaning 5 points greater than the next horse on the field. Not been too far from the leader in the last couple of starts. If she's within a couple of lengths coming out of the turn, she's live. And then finally, number 3, Bastet is the only lady I believe has the best chance to head to the front. She can hold the lead past the half-mile marker, has a legit shot to go wire to wire, but I think her history says she's more likely to stall right as they're about to hit the finish line. Rich races 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Best bet. My best bet here is in race number 7. Terry's is in race number 9. Nick mentions that if he had boxed my picks this morning in race 2, he'd be having a big day at Goodwood. Key 2, 12, 5 through 17 paid $2,000. That's a nice ticket right there for sure. And today, again, at 6 o'clock, Tom and I will be back for the glorious Goodwood, day number 3. I know Tom had some nice stuff on Tuesday. Had a really nice winner again today with Trillium. I think it paid like, I don't know, $18, $19. So Tom has been on top of his game. You don't want to miss that tonight, 6 o'clock right here on YouTube as we go over the glorious Goodwood in day number 3. Which brings us to race number 3, Terry.
That's right.
Race 3 is 5.5 furlongs on the turf. Thankfully, it is a nice day, so they're going to run on the turf. Limited number of scratches. 5.5 furlongs on the turf so far, Terry. Not so many of them. They ran 16 races. It's a fair distance, as half were won by horses that get to the front, half were won by off the pace types. Post positions 1 through 3 are fair. 4 through 7 get a little bit of a bonus. And if you're unlucky enough to wear an 8 or more, you get a major penalty, and you don't want a penalty. Looking at let's take a quick look at the pace breakdown here for race number 2. And what we see here, a lot of horses, I think every horse in this race, this is the race number 3, right? The race number 3 is a maiden race, so there is nothing to do with this because that's race number 4. All right, Terry. So race number 3, take us through your picks.
All right. Well, I like this first-time starter, number 2, Disarmed. You know, his breeding suggests he'll like the grass, and the breeding suits today's sprint distance. He has a jockey-trainer combination who in the last 14 days have finished in the money 9 out of 12 times, winning 3 of those. And he has a good workout on July 21st. Then I like number 6, Wayhill Farm Road. He was well bet in his debut and ran 7th on a sloppy track, so I don't think he really liked the track, but I will give him another chance because he has a high percentage winning trainer. The breeding suggests he'll like the grass, and his dam has 4 winners from 7 starters. 2 of those were turf winners, and a good workout on July 20th. And then number 1, 26 Back. He is a first-time starter whose breeding suggests he will like the grass, and the breeding suits today's sprint distance. And then number 5 is my 4th pick, Noble Huntsman. He has a first-time starter whose breeding suggests he'll also like the grass. He has a good workout on July 22nd.
So, Yvonne, to answer your question, it looks like Terry likes the 6 as a second pick here in race 3. I have it as my 4th pick. Before I go on to my picks, I forgot because Sean sent his picks. In race number 2, Sean likes the 1, the 6, the 4, and the 5. So he got the same 4 horses as Terry, just in a little different order. In race number 3, however, Yvonne, Sean does like the 6 horse as his top pick. 6, 2, 7, and 5 for Sean. As for me, in race number 3, I like the 1 horse, 26 Black, as my top choice. The last workout at Saratoga was 35-3 for 3 furlongs, and that's pretty fast. Trainer jockey Jose Ortiz and trainer Horacio De Paz, they team up to do pretty good together, winning 3 out of 8. And I do like the fact that his workouts are trending, getting better as they're heading to post time. Number 2, Disarmed, Christophe Clement has 2 entries and puts Joel Rosario on this one, which tells me that in Christophe Clement's mind, this is the better of the 2 horses. Nice workouts, getting ready as well. But I do think the 1 horse is a touch faster than the 2 horse. Number 5, Noble Huntsman, last 3 workouts. To me, again, another horse that is trending in the right direction. Show that Noble Huntsman is getting fit for its debut. And then finally, number 6, Wayhill Farm Road is the lone experienced turf horse in the race. It's the other Clement horse in here. Didn't show anything in its debut. Some good work suggesting maybe a better effort today. But I feel like if Christophe thought this was the one that was going to win, you'd probably see Joel on there. Maybe not Dylan Davis, unless he feels like Dylan Davis is a little better with the style that the 3 horse runs. What do you think, Terry?
Yeah, you're probably right about that. So I think he thinks that way.
Well, we'll find out. I went that way the other day with the, trying to read the trainer's mind. And of course, as Sean and I discussed, it was a 50-50 chance. And whenever you get a 50-50 chance, it seems like you get it wrong, right?
That's right. Yeah, it works.
We're going to change that mentality. 50-50s are always going to go our way from this day forward.
All right. Sounds good.
All right, race 4. This is kind of disappointing to me. This is the Honorable Mistakes. It's a handicap. It's a grade 2 for a couple of $100,000. 6 furlongs, we mentioned. The profile of a 6 furlong winner requires that the horse be kind of fast. 17 won by speed, 5 going wire to wire. You get a rail and outside bias in here. But, you got a stakes race at Saratoga, and they can only field 4 horses, Terry, which is kind of disappointing to me. When you look at this race, every horse in this race is going to get basically the pace setup it wants. The 3 is likely to get on the lead, has the best pace figures. The 1 and the 2 will be right behind both of them. But the 2 horse here having a plus late pace advantage. I think the 2 horse is Bella Safina, right?
It is, yes.
And then the 4-horse Kamara is a closer. So every horse is going to be exactly where they want to be on the track, Terry. Any chance that any one of these horses can get in front of Bella Safina?
Well, I think the only one that might have a chance is Frank's Rocket. Bella Sofia beat Frank's Rocket in the last race they were in together, but only by a nose.
Mm-hmm.
And Bella Sofia has won 6 out of 8 career races, and her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters. Frank's Rocket, she's finished in the money in 19 out of 21 career races, so she's got a lot of experience. She's won 8 of those starts. And then number 3, Emma Devil. She has won 7 out of 8 career races and has a bullet workout July 20th. And then number 4, Chimera. She will be closing to try and catch the leaders at the finish line with jockey Joel Rosario in the irons, but I don't think she's going to get up there.
Well, to me, I hate putting a 1-2 morning line on top, but this race, unfortunately, when I looked at it on paper, just sets up too perfectly for Bella Sofia. Frank's Rocket and I'm a Devil. Those two are probably going to pop to the lead. I feel like Frank's Rocket last time out trailed Bella Sofia all the way around the track, so probably going to try to switch tactics today, get to the front, race with I'm a Devil. If they go too fast, then they'll both fade pretty heavily, and then you'll see Bella Sofia and Kamara run by them. The other choice I think Frank Rocket has is to try to tail Bella Sofia like last time, and if the two of them feel like it's a 2-horse race, they could let I'm a Devil get to the front. I think the only one that really has a chance to upset them is the I'm a Devil if they let her get 3 to 4 lengths out in front of everybody and run comfortable fractions. She can run the half mile in 45 seconds or more, has a chance to maybe not be caught. But that double plus late pace advantage, Bella Sofia is going to dictate where she wants to be on the track. If they're going too slow, she's going to be in the front. If they're going too fast, going to sit off right behind them, and then has that superior late push just to run by all of them at the end. Kamara is a $2.7 million horse. They paid up for a lot of for this horse. It's a quality horse. The only thing it's kind of weird for a Wesley Ward trainee in that his horses usually get out to a quick start. They're fast, get towards the front. This one's a closer, and I think to have a shot to win, Kamara, the race has to be on the slower side, come in at about $110 for 6 furlongs, and I don't think that's going to happen here. I think they're more likely to come in 109 and small change. So I think Bella Sofia is an easy winner in this race because of that huge, huge late pace advantage. She's really going to dictate the save that race. Yeah, Bella's a single too. I agree with you wholeheartedly, Nick. But the last time I singled a 2, it was 2 to 5 and it lost. So take that for what you will. I'm not I'm not one of those superstitious people, but if a 2 today goes off a 2 to 5 and it doesn't win, guess what? I'm never going to take a 2 that's 2 to 5 again, Terry.
Yeah.
Race 5 is 1.5 miles. This is another interesting distance. It's on the inner turf. They haven't run any at 1.5 miles on the inner turf so far. And it's a really kind of weird start because it starts on the first turn by like maybe 2/3 of the way through the turn. So I don't know what kind of impact that's going to have on this particular race. Again, if we take a look at how the pace sets up for race number, race number 5, Terry, right?
Yes, 5.
The 7-horse was a main track only entrance, so it's scratched out. The 4-horse in here is the E-horse, so that means it has won its races in the past. On the lead, it's the only such E-horse in the field, so maybe can get away with a little bit of a, maybe steal the race with some nice fractions. The 3-horse is a pressure and closer horse, so he can move close to the front or rally, and then all of the others in here are closers. The 6-horse I have in here under the titling NC, which means that horse has never been close. If he beats me, he beats me. So be it, Terry. I don't know what you think about this race, but as far as I'm concerned, the key to this race is which horse can handle the 1.5 miles. Just not necessarily the best horse, but the best for the distance. Who do you think that is?
Yeah, I think it's number 2, Forwardly. He won his last race at Belmont Park. He's trained by Brad Cox and ridden by Flavian Pratt. Sorry about that. Number 6 is my second choice, Mooney Love. Comes in from Germany after winning her last race and is ridden by jockey Joel Rosario. So there's a little question mark there. You never know what she might do.
Mm-hmm.
And then number 5 is Dante's Fire. He finished 3rd versus similar in his last race. His best start speed is fastest among today's starters. And he has a a trainer jockey combination in the last 14 days have won 40% of their starts. Then my fourth pick is number 3, Jarrera. Oh,
Yeah, Dre, whatever.
yeah, he finished third versus similar on the dirt in his last race. Has a high percentage winning trainer and a jockey in the last 7 days. He's won 10 out of 38 races, 6 seconds and 3/3.
So as I mentioned, for me, just looking at this race, I just wanted to see which horses can actually go a mile and a half and have a chance to win. And I felt like Forward Lee is the best situated to get the job done. Hasn't run a mile and a half, ran a mile and 3/8 last time out, was the maiden win. You know, I'm not a big fan of the maiden risers, but did pull away from a 10-horse field. So there was obviously a lot of competition in there. To me, looking at the horses' races as it's gone longer, it looks like it's gotten better. So the longer, the better for Forward Lee. Number 6, Mooney Love, comes from Germany. A bit of a question mark, I'd say, because I tried to do some research on Mooney Love and couldn't find anything. A few years ago, I probably would have dismissed the German horse out of hand, but that's a country whose racing, much like Japan, is on the upswing. And he's gone a mile and 3/4, so I know that he can go a mile and a half and has 2/3 in 2 races at a mile and a half. So the distance is not a problem for Mooney Love. Dante's Fire, on paper, it looks like this one should love the distance, Terry, but it seems like he does the same thing no matter how far he runs, makes a move in the stretch to excite the backers, and then just flattens out.
Yeah.
And then number 3, Giroux, and Irad We Trust, right? That's what we were talking about the other day. This one's usually well bet, but gave up ground in the final strides of his 6 or 5 of his last 6 races, and ran a mile and a half 4 times. And in every single one of those races, Terry, in the stretch, Giroux actually backed up a little bit. And lest I forget, for Sean in race number 4, Sean also likes the 2, the 1, the 4, and the 3. So we're all in agreement with those 4 horses. In race number 5, Sean likes the 4, the 2, the 6, and the 5. Race number 6, Terry. Oh, yes, we've made it, Terry. The porno people are back.
Oh, are they back?
Yes, I block these people all the time, but they apparently they must set up all sorts of bot accounts over and over and over again. Race 6 is the 6 furlong maiden, $88,000 race for a purse of $88,000, Terry. Again, 6 furlongs, if we look at it, 19 races, got to be fast. 17 of the 19 were in the first 3 at the quarter pole. So if you're 4th and back, your chances are slim, 5 of which went wire to wire. You got the barbell. You want to be inside or outside. Race number 6, Terry, is my long shot of the day. Silver Skillet. The workout times are getting faster and faster and faster, heading into its debut. I don't see the 5 even in your pick. So I don't know if that gives me hope or if I should be fearful.
Well, I don't know. 5. I think the 5 is probably got a good shot here, but I actually like the 4 better. Danseur Dioro. She had a good debut race at Belmont Park on a sloppy track and received a really good speed rating. And she has a really good workout, 4 furlongs on July 22nd. And then number 7, Miracle. She is a first-time starter ridden by jockey Flavian Pratt and has 2 bullet workouts in a row. And then number 2, Recognize. She's finished 2nd versus similar in her last race at Belmont after being well bet. And my 4th pick is number 1, Gambling Girl. She ran
Our
4th.
favorite kind, right?
That's right. I like those.
Ones who aren't going to argue with us when we put a few dollars down.
No, and my wife is that way. She likes to play these horses. But anyway.
Is she better than you? Maybe we should get her on the show.
You know, she's a good handicapper, but she doesn't believe she is. But she is. She handicaps a lot by class and some breeding. This horse ran 4th after being heavily bet in her debut and has jockey Irad Ortiz, who in the last 7 days has been in the money 19 out of 38 starts, winning 10 of those.
Yes, Irad we trust. So I mentioned why in race number 6 I have Silver Skillet. Just the workouts are getting better and better. Hopefully it continues to get better for the debut. Number 4, Danseur Dioro. This horse flew out of the gates in her debut with hot early pace numbers. If she does that again, she could be 1 to 2 lengths ahead of the pace, unless one of these first timers in here is a burner as well. This horse ran 3rd in its debut, and the horse that beat it came back to actually finish 3rd in the grade 3 in its next start. Number 1, Gambling Girl, got off to a tough start in her debut as the $1.30 favorite. Ran between horses, had to go 3 to 5 wide. Workouts since that eventful start have been pretty good. She gets a cleaner start in here. She might live up to that $1.30 debut backing. Number 6, Disruption, was a tough call in here for me, Terry, between Disruption and the 7-horse Miracle. But I'm going to go with Chad Brown and Manny Franco. 7 has really nice works too, but I feel like Flavian is struggling a little bit now as he's trying to learn the New York circuit. So I feel like Flavian is going to be one of those jockeys that maybe in the back half of the year, Terry, you start to get a lot of value with him because as he figures out the tracks, I think you're going to see his performance improve. So that race 6 closes out the early pick 4, Terry. Mm-hmm. In race 6, I want to mention it is Sean's Box It Up. And the Box It Up is where we have 4 horses. It's a $1 exacta box, a 50-cent trifecta box, a 10-cent superfecta box. And Sean says if you put together the 4, the 6, the 2, and the 5 in race number 6, he's hoping that you'll find some prices in there and you will get paid. I'm certainly hoping he's right with that 5-horse winning. Let's take a look at our hot dog pick 4s. Terry, welcome back to the pick 4 business. Tell us why you didn't single Bella Sophia.
Well, because I think Frank Schrockett has a really good chance. I mean, he only was beaten by a nose by her last time. So I think he might just, or she might just turn the tables on Bella Sophia. So I was going to single the 2, but then I just got a little bit of cold feet and said, no, I'm going to put that 1 there too, because that race that they were in together was just so close. And another thing is that in that race, Bella Sophia carried 3 pounds more than Frank Schrockett, but in this race, she's going to carry 4 pounds more. So maybe that 1 pound's going to make a difference on that nose.
Maybe 1 pound equals 1 nose, Terry, right?
Could be.
Forget a pound of prevention. It's a pound of I don't know, a pound of nose. Anyway, I'm going to single Bella Sophia. I'm going to try to on these maiden races to hopefully catch a price to circle around Bella Sophia. We'll see if that works out. But that is my hot dog pick 4 for races 3, 4, 5, and 6 at Saratoga in the opening pick 4. Race 7, Terry, is my best bet of the day, and this is a mile and a 16th on the turf. It's a claiming $4,000 race for a purse of $72,000. And the profile of a winner for a mile and a 16th on the turf, they've only run 5 races, a handful so far, 4 of which were won from horses that come from off the pace. So we get a switch from the speed bias that we've seen through most of the early part of the card. 0 horses have gone wire to wire. There is a strong inside 3 bias so far. 4 through 7 get a discount, and 8 plus a slight penalty. So not too much damage if you're wearing an 8 or out. And for me, I like Mirth and Merriment. But before we go why I like Mirth and Merriment, Terry, let's go ahead and pull up the pace chart again for race number 7. Here we have another Green Arrow horse, Terry. I love these guys. This is a closer, the 2-horse that has enough early pace to push the horse forward. But here you see the 5-horse. It's another horse that should be comfortable on the lead. And what's interesting to me is the horse has the top late pace figures. Get to the front. If you run reasonable fractions, everybody could have a hard time getting by you. So I think the 5-horse, because of that advantage up front and because of that advantage in terms of the late pace. If you can't catch me and you can't pass me, how do you beat me?
Yeah, that's true. I agree with that. So
that's why I made it my best bet of the day. Actually, my long shot. Is it my long shot of the day? No, it's my best bet of the day. We're in race 7.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So too many 5s, Terry. It's the 5-5 long shot best bet double.
That's right. Well, I like the 5 too. I mean, Mirth and Merriment. She's won 2 out of the last 4 starts and has the highest last race speed rating. She has the highest speed figure at today's distance, and her best turf speed is fastest among today's starters. She's actually tied with another one. And then I like number 1, Hi Terry. Oh, hi, Terry. Anyway,
welcome back.
Yeah, thank you. She has a high percentage winning trainer who wins 24% of the claiming races that he has a horse in. And he She switches to a high percentage winning jockey in the last 7 days, as we've said over and over and over. It's done fantastic, winning 10 out of 38. And then I like number 4, Fish Mooney, as my third pick. She finished in the money in 5 out of 9 career races, winning 2 of those starts. And then number 2 is my fourth pick, Spooky Road. She drops in class today, is trained by Michael Maker, and the trainer jockey combination the last 14 days have been in the money 7 out of 10 starts, winning 4 of those, a second and 2/3.
Sorry, this X-rated person, I'm trying to block them as we speak, and they have some kind of ray that's preventing me from blocking them. So I will delete it later. So forgive me. But as people have said, we've made it now that the spammers are coming after us. Race number 7 for Sean. He likes the 5, the 2, the 1, and the 4. And Sean is in agreement with me. He's labeled the 5 horse as his best bet as well. As for me, behind the 5 horse, I like the 4 horse as my second choice. And let me pull up my notes. Where did they go? Because I'm trying to block that damn spam guy there and making me lose my train of thought. All right, so the 5 horse, backed up by Fish Mooney, was improved in the first half mile of her last race and has some of the better late pace figures as well. Hi, Terry. Consistent performer that can rally with the best of this bunch, gaining ground in the stretch in 6 of her last 7 starts, which I think will come in handy at a mile and a 16th, a little bit of late kick. And then finally, Spooky Road is a left arrow horse. Got to get them in there. It's a closer that should be closer to the front than usual. Last race, the early part of the race, the 2 and 4 furlong pace numbers were much better. Drops in class here, and I think is likely, based upon the resume, to pick up her effort in the second start after a layoff. We already told you about Sean's box it up, Terry. Mine's coming up here in race number 8. Race 8 on the card today at Saratoga. A beautiful day out there in the New York rural area, I guess. 6 furlongs, claiming 16,000, non-winners of 2 lifetimes. Speaking of Saratoga, we're going to be there, I think, 2 weeks from tomorrow, Terry.
That's correct, yeah.
So be on the lookout for the HRT crew. We'll be there. There will be a lunch with Terry and Tom on Thursday. We're going to make a lottery for that. So if you're interested and you're in the Saratoga area and you want to have a BLT with Terry and Tom, make sure you stay tuned. We'll have some of that information available on our social sites. We'll keep you informed. Again, you'll see them scrolling down there. Horse Race, the number 2 day. Horse Race 2 day for Facebook, Twitter, Instagram. And while you're there, please give us a thumbs up. Follow us, like us, retweet us. You know the drill. And then while you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button, hit the bell, and hit the thumbs up in there. We love the positive ratios. All right, Terry, my box it up in race number 8. Let's first go over here to race number 8. And you see in race 8, we have a couple of scratches in here. The 6 horse got scratched out. So the 3 horse got scratched out. And that leaves a couple of horses in here that should get a pretty nice early pace. This 8 horse is a speed race, but also has the late pace numbers to run with the closers. 9 horse, I think, is going to be right on that 8 horse's tail. And again, here we have another horse that has a very good late pace as well. The 2 horse, the 2 and the 8 have very similar late pace numbers, and they're considerably better than the next group. So if I look at this particular race here, Terry, race 8, in terms of why it is my box it up, where we take 4 horses, we put them together in an exacta box, trifecta box, superfecta box. I do feel like O'Gotten Girl can be gotten by the 9 horse. This horse, though, is the 8 horse is running at the lowest level of its career. I feel like it's kind of a suspicious drop to me, Terry. Rights to optional claiming 16,000. Why not like 30 or 50 or some higher level? But when trainer Todd Pletcher drops a horse into claiming for the first time, it wins at 30%. Seems to me like they're trying to sell this horse, unquestionably. Number 9, Unlock, is I really contemplated making this one my first pick because the internal numbers and fractions, when I measured them, there really isn't a whole lot difference between the 9 and the 8s, except for the odds. And that's why I made this my box it up, because if the 8 falters, if something's wrong with this horse and they're trying to get rid of it, and the 8 falters and everything comes in behind it or beats it, the exactas and the trifectas will be inflated without the 1-to-1 morning line in there. Number 5, Preposterous, aside from the 8s, scored the highest maiden win at maiden special weight $75,000, where most of the other horses in this field are maiden claimer winners. Trainer Safi Joseph Jr. hits at 30% when he takes his horses off the turf and sticks them on dirt. And then finally, number 7, Another World Inside, does have some early pace, likely to challenge the 7, the 8 and the 9 out of the gates, and maybe can hold on for 3rd or 4th as those two knock them off at the wire, Terry. Well, probably before then too. So who do you like in this race 8?
I was like you. I was between the 8 and the 9. It was hard to decide which to put on top, but I finally agree with you. I put the 8, Ogotten Girl, because she has a high percentage winning trainer, has the highest last speed rating, drops in class today, but she has her best dirt speed is fastest among today's starters, and she has a really good workout, so she marks a lot of boxes off. Then number 9, Unlocked, tried turf in her last race, didn't seem to take to it, and returns to dirt where she won a race, the race before last, and it drops in class today. And then number 5, Prosperous. She should improve while returning to dirt, where the trainer wins 29% of the time when going from turf to dirt. And then I like the 1 over the 7, although the 7 is my 5th choice. The 1, Saratoga Commando. She ran 2nd and then was placed 1st in her last race at Delaware after being interfered with.
Yeah, I was looking at the 1 horse too, Terry, but it hasn't won yet, right? So
No.
If it hasn't won yet, how's it going to win today? And it couldn't win at Delaware, now facing up against a tougher crowd at Saratoga. But I was thinking about that as well. Sean, he likes the 5 horse series, so he's going to go with Preposterous to beat the 8 and the 9. So he had the courage to go against that 1-to-1. Sean having a little bit more spinach, I guess, than you and I today, Terry. So Sean's going to go with the 5, the 8, the 9, and the 1 in his picks for race number 8. Man, this guy with the X-rated stuff is relentless, isn't he?
Yeah, I guess. I don't see it. So
yeah. I'm trying to block him. My God, there's like 100 of them in there now.
Wow.
Block user. Come on, user. Block this guy. All right. So I blocked him. But for one reason, there's like one super one in here that has like kryptonite that I can't get rid of.
Bring in Superman.
Yeah, I need to get some X-rated kryptonite, Terry, for sure.
That's right.
All right. Race number 9 is your best bet of the day, Terry, at the Saratoga track. But before we go to Saratoga, you also have a bet. I didn't want to totally forget our friends in Turkey today, because I know how much they love Delaware on Wednesdays.
Yeah.
So we went ahead and you put up your best bet today for Delaware Park. You were on break from your best bet, so no worries about what happened yesterday. Tell us what's going to happen today.
Yeah, well, I took Delaware Park numbers race 6, and I like that entry 1A, 1 and 1A. I like Feudal because he's finished in the money in all 3 of his races at Delaware Park, winning 1 of those and just missing in his last race there. And then I like Servier. He has won 2 out of the last 3 races and have a bullet workout on July 22nd. So if they scratch one or the other, I think they're just pretty close to being okay. I don't think you have a problem there. Then I like number 5, Aspect. He likes Delaware Park finishing in the money 73% of the time and winning 33% of the races. And he cuts back to a distance that he likes finishing in the money 71% of the time and won 14% of those races. And then number 8, Legal Deal. He comes in from Monmouth Park and to try Delaware Park for the first time and drops in class. So
you got a track dropper and a class dropper, one of my favorite angles, right?
Yep.
When the horse comes in from a higher tier track to a lower level track, and then has also a drop in class. One of my favorite angles in terms of trying to find horses that I like. All right, race number 9, Terry, as we dance on the Saratoga card, 1 mile on the inner turf. Profile of a 1 mile runner on the inner turf at Saratoga. 6 races, split evenly between horses that get to the front and horses that come from behind. Of the 3 horses that did win up front, 2 of them managed to go wire to wire. So far, no horses won from the rail. Small discount from 2 to 3. 4 through 7 is best, and you get a small discount if you wear an 8 or out. And if we pull up again our pace chart here again, we see a couple scratches in here today. The 2 horse, which would have been one of the pace setters, is out. The 8 horse, main track entrance only. The 9 horse is out. Once again, we find a left arrow horse with the 3 here, Terry. Mm-hmm. And then I like to see that. So that tells me that the 3 horse, which is a pressure horse, is probably going to be in front of the 6 on the lead and have a real good shot to run the race home. You got the late pace numbers between the 5 and the 1 and the 7, all pretty close to each other. So I think this has an opportunity to be a very competitive race. How do you see it playing out?
Yeah, and after you said that, the number 1 horse is who I like, and of course you said 1 hasn't done very well, that post position. But I like High Opinion. You know, she won her last race at Parks Racing, has a trainer who wins 17% of the turf starts. He has a horse in, and she has highest speed figure at today's distance. Then I like number 7, Evie Jets. She can either go to the front or come from off the pace to win a race, winning her last race coming from behind. Then I like number 5, Messador. She finished 4th in her last race. It was a $100,000 stakes race, and she only lost by 1 1/4 length. And she has trainer Christophe Clement. And then number 6, Tass. She's a first-time starter whose dam has 2 winners from 3 starters. The breeding suits today's distance, and the jockey in the last 7 days again has won 10 out of 38 starts.
For me in here, Terry, the rail doesn't, the post position biases don't really bother me that much because there's only been a handful of races. Can you do me a favor, hit the mute? We're echoing a little bit again. So I went ahead and put High Opinion in there anyway, just a nose away from winning both Saratoga races, including a win at the distance. Second lowest level for this horse in its last 10 starts. What doesn't concern me a little bit, though, it's the last time it ran in like optional claiming at 62, I think it was. Actually finished 4th, but only by 1.5 lengths, so it was competitive still. So the drop in class maybe worries me a little bit in here. Number 5, Messador, really consistent in terms of putting up high-end numbers for this group. Always close at the end. It's making its 3rd start off a layoff. And I like to look at horse racing cycles. So if a horse is coming off the bench, how has it run previously coming off the bench? If the horse is making its 2nd start off a layoff, how has it done in the 2nd start? Does it regress? Does it move forward? Does it typically show more early, a little bit more late? I want to get a sense of how the horse cycles. This horse is making the 3rd start off its layoff. And the last time it made a 3-race cycle, the 3rd race was clearly the best. And so I'm expecting similar performance today. Number 3, Phantom Vision. Again, I mentioned this is a left arrow horse. I love these left arrow horses lately. I just come to I go back and see what I'm doing and how they've played out. And I just started putting this like comfort zone in there because it's something I'm working on that we can maybe bring out for all tracks. And I find that they just keep on showing up. They don't necessarily always win, but sometimes they win at good prices, but they always seem to be in the mix on the race. This one could be on the front end without a ton of pressure from any of the other horses in this field. Really run well off the bench. So we talk about cycles. So far, this horse has had 4 races, including the debut, where it's got a little bit of time off. 2 wins in 2 seconds. So a lot going for it. Cycle seems to work right. Left arrow horse maybe pulls off the upset in here. And then finally, number 4, Amalfi Princess. Wanted to rank this one a little bit higher. When I'm looking at it, I don't think 1 mile is the right distance for this horse. Looks to me like it should be running between 6 and 7 furlongs. Does have a wide range in its performances, though. It can put in some really excellent efforts and some really horrible efforts. So if we get an excellent effort today, the horse could beat us. If we get a horrible performance, we'll wish we didn't put it on our tickets. At least me, anyway. I will have wished I did the 7 like you, Terry. Finally, the last race of the day is race number 10. Race 10 is 6 furlongs. It's a maiden $105,000. As we've mentioned before, if you want to, before I go on to that, race number 9, Sean's picks, 1745. So the 3 of us are all in agreement that the 1 horse breaks the rail curse. All right, race number 10, as I mentioned, 6 furlongs. You got to be fast, Terry, which we kind of get the sense that is a fast track over there. It is, again, if we take a look at how the pace sets up for how horses want to win, you got a lot of horses that are going to get a comfortable trip based upon how they've performed. This case, you haven't had horses win yet. Obviously, it's a maiden race, but 7 horse likes to get towards the front, does have the best early pace numbers. The 2, the 9, the 11, they like to press. The 6 horse is scratched. Over here, you have a bunch of first-time starters, so you don't know what you're going to get from this crew. And the 8 horse has a lot of late pop. So this race, as many maiden races, I think is going to be, or potentially could be, wide open, Terry. Hopefully you have some nice, strong picks here at the end in your box it up. Tell us why you put these 4 horses in an exacta box, trifecta box, and super effective box.
Well, I think this is a really wide open race, and I think there's going to be some really good prices coming in this race. So I like the number 7, Glitter Up. She's finished second in her last 3 races in a row, and they say that the third time's a charm, which didn't work for her. But maybe this time the case is the fourth time is a charm.
Mm.
I like number 8, Dover Dreams. She ran second versus similar in her last race, and she could improve with Lasix being at it. I like number 4 as my third pick, Horse Runner. She ran fourth in her debut race after coming 4 wide into the stretch. The trainer wins 22% of the time when he brings a horse back for their second career race. And then I like number 3, Liquidity Provider. She finished a nice third versus similar in her only start and has the highest last race speed rating.
Indeed. So as you can tell, this is one of those races where there is not a lot of agreement between Terry and I. Some horses we agree on, but I have the 2 horses as my top pick. Terry doesn't even have it in his picks. This is Adam's Angel. It is a $1 million horse. That's Terry's rent district right there. Penthouse type horse. Ran a decent debut back in November. Has some nice toga works as well, getting ready for this spot. So I think it's going to live up to that $1 million price tag, start to earn back some of that money here. Number 3, Liquidity Provider, Chad Brown, first timer, putting IRAD on this horse. To me, that means Chad thinks highly of the horse. Has some good workouts too that indicate a possible good performance. Number 8, Dover Dreams, also ran last year, has the top late pace figure before heading to the barn in September. I like the chance that this horse is getting first-time Lasix and has some really good workouts getting ready. I think you'll see it more forwardly placed today. That Lasix kicks in the second part of the race and maybe carries the horse to the finish line. And then number 11, Aquila Moon, was a really tough call between the 11 horse and your 7, Glitter Up for me, Terry. Really hard call. But I like the fact that Aquila Moon showed early pace in the lone race back in October. Gets that first-time Lasix, and you know, Terry, how I love that combination. You show me a horse that has early pace, that gets first-time Lasix, and I'll show you a horse that's going to carry on a little bit later on in the race and hold that speed longer. It's been a great winning angle for me. And for Sean, to wrap up race number 10, Sean likes the 11. He likes the 2 too, so Sean and I don't know if that's good for me or bad for me, but he likes the 2, the 11, and the 3, and the 4, Terry, as his top picks. And then we're going to put up our prime rib pick 4. This is the last pick 4 of the day. And so the prime rib pick 4 looks a little bit like this. Terry, you went crazy today with you came back swinging.
I did. And I'm hoping that my best bet wins, because if it does, I've got this last pick 4, I'm sure.
So, well, I wouldn't say that, Terry, because you never know. You just never know how that works. But in any case, I just wonder with you got the 1, wouldn't you almost be better at betting $100 on the 1 to win if it goes short?
It could be, yeah, you could be right about that. But I think in this last race, we're going to see some big price.
Well, I'm hoping that we both catch it all the way through, Terry, so that we can both pay a big price. I think I've had one of my pick 4s hit 8 out of the last 9 days, so I'm hoping to keep that hitting streak alive. Sean has his prime rib pick 4. He's going to go with, I don't know, his math is a little bit interesting to me, but I don't think it's $96, Sean. It's a lot less than that. So Sean, and he has the 2 and the 5 in race number 7, 5, 8, and 9 in race number 8, 1, 4, and 7 in race number 9, 2, 3, 4, and 11. What's that? That's 9 times 36. So 9 times 4. I think yours is like, and yours is $36, Sean. It's not anywhere near 96. And for his hot dog pick 4, so let's go back to our full picks, Terry, on the card today. Let's go ahead and let me get this off the screen. Thank you for Armando for saying hello today. The pick 6, Armando's pick 6. We don't have a pick 6 today, Terry. You can use our picks, though, to put one together off of the prime rib pick 4. Our long shots and our best bets are in there as well. So maybe you put the 5, you single the 5 in there, and then put something else in front of it on the first leg. But as far as our hot dog pick 4s, again, let's go. There's our full tickets for the day. Terry's best bet is in race number 9. He's hoping it comes through for that prime rib. My best bet's race number 5. Terry's long shot is going to be in race number 2, the first real race of the day after the 2.5-mile jumpers. My best bet's in race number 7, that 5 horse. The hot dog pick 4, the opening pick 4. Terry did not single Bella Sophia. I did. hoping to catch some prices around it. Sean's hot dog pick 4 looks a little like this. He's got the 2, 6, and 7 in race 3. 2 horse like me, singling in race number 4. He has 2, 4, and 6 in race number 5. Oh, Sean's doing $1 pick 4s. Okay, that explains why his numbers are the way they are. And then in race number 6, Sean likes the 4 and 6. Terry and I are doing 50-cent pick 4s. Now the math makes a little bit more sense to me, Terry. And then our prime rib picks 4. Here's our box it ups. Terry's doing race number 10. I'm doing race number 8. That's, again, 4 horses, $1 exacta box, 50-cent trifecta box, 10-cent superfecta box. Our Swiss Army Sean is doing his box it up in race number 6 with the 4, the 6, the 2, and the 5. And then finally, as we closed it out, our prime rib pick 4s look like this, Terry.
Look good.
All right. So if you make a little bit of money at the track today, Terry, you know what you might want to do?
Yeah. Go.
You might want to go over to Picks from the Professor.
Right.
And get yourself into the baseball play of the day. I've put links to the picks for the Professor. Say that 10 times real fast, Terry.
I can't.
So
he's been doing really well, I'll tell you.
The picks for the Professor play of the day is the Mariners today at plus 105. I put a link directly to the play of the day in the description here on Facebook and on YouTube. Make sure you click on that. I also put a link to today's show so you can get all of the Professor's picks for today. He's actually a statistics professor. Fantastic model. The guy has a positive ROI, up 18%, plus 14 and a half units on the year. So he's profitable, which is what you want if you're going to play baseball. Make sure you head over and do that. And while you're here, hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Hit the like button as well if you like what you saw. Tell your friends about us. Follow us on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram at Horse Race Today. As always, don't forget that tonight, Sean and I will be back at 8 p.m. on Horse Center with the newest member of the $6,000 win club, the $6 million man, Deshaun Parker. And then Tom and I will be back, hopefully, to hit a couple more home runs at the glorious Goodwood out at day 3 tomorrow in England. Terry, I think I covered everything.
I think for the most part. Yeah. Did you cover the free sheet today for GTS?
Thanks for reminding me, Terry. Yes. If you're going to play, I don't know how they pronounce this, but Oceanobia Downs tonight. Yeah. So if you're going to do like Taco Bell betting, open late night, as they say at Taco Bell. So it's the Taco Bell track, in my opinion, or at least that's what I'm rebranding it as. Oceanobia Downs. How does the ASS make an AH sound, Terry? I have no idea. I say that's Canadian English. But anyway, you can head on over to Horse Guaranteed Tip Sheet. Again, there's a link in the description, Facebook and Twitter. Please head on over there. Use the link that you find on horseracingtoday.net or here in the description so they know where you're coming from. And you'll see in race number 1, number 5, double-barreled Elite is our top choice tonight at Oceanobia Downs. Make sure you check that out. Armando has his pick 6 right here, his races. In race number 2, he likes the 5, the 4, the 6, and the 1. Race number 3, the 2, 6, 7, 5. Race number 4, 2, 4, 1, 3. Race 5, 6, 2, 3, 4. Race 6, 7, 4, 1, 6. Race 7, 3 horse. And then race number 5, 3, I guess that's it. 1, 5, maybe a scratch there. So you can see all of Armando Suarez picks. Armando, thank you for sharing. If you like what we do here, tell your friends about us. If you want us to put your picks on, you can email me at gtsridgeb. Email your picks. I'll bring them up on the show. Or like Armando, you can put it in the comment section. One final thing, Terry. While you were gone, I made a shirt in your honor. Did you get a chance to see this yet?
Yeah, I saw it just yesterday, so I'm going to go on and buy it today. So
this shirt's called "See You in the Winner's Circle," Terry.
All right.
You see, there's a couple of eyes and the word "you" inside the circle that says Winner's Circle.
Really cool. Really
creative. Cool. That's a great way to support the show. So if we hit anything today at Saratoga and you play along, please head over to horseracingtoday.net. Click on the HRT gear and get yourself a "See You in the Winner's Circle." All right, Terry, I think that covers absolutely everything. Any final thoughts before we get out of here on this hump day?
Yeah. I just want to emphasize that you should please, please tell your loved ones how you feel about them and give them a hug and a kiss, because you just never know what's going to happen. It can be so shocking when things go wrong. So anyway, I hope everybody has a good week and wins like crazy. Playing Saratoga today. I hope all these come through for you and some of your own picks come through at some of the other tracks. So there you go.
Absolutely. Whether it's Asanoba Downs, whether it's Saratoga or Delaware in Turkey today, we hope that absolutely all your picks. And Terry, you're absolutely right. I don't know how many seconds there are on a day. I don't want to do the math. But the most important thing is to make the most of every single second of every single day, because when that last piece of sand drips out of that hourglass, that's it. So make sure you make the seconds count, folks. Hopefully all of our picks count. We see you, Terry, where?
In the winner's circle.
Absolutely. Have a fantastic Monday. Thank you for joining us.